Solve the system of linear equations by substitution. Check your solution. 3x plus 2y equals 0. Y equals 1/2 x minus 1. Let 3x plus 2y equals 0 be equation 1, and y equals 1/2 x minus 1 be equation 2. Notice that equation 2 is already solved for y. Substitute 1/2 x minus 1 for y in equation 1 and solve for x. First write the equation. 3x plus 2y equals 0. Substituting 1/2 x minus 1 for y in equation 1 gives 3x plus 2 times the quantity 1/2 x minus 1 equals 0. Next, use the distributive property. Because 2 times 1/2 x is x and 2 times negative 1 is negative 2, 3x plus x minus 2 equals 0, which simplifies to 4x minus 2 equals 0, or x equals 1/2. Next, substitute 1/2 for x in equation 2 and solve for y. First write the equation. Y equals 1/2 x minus 1. Substituting 1/2 for x in equation 2 gives y equals 1/2 times 1/2 minus 1, which simplifies to y equals 1/4 minus 1, or y equals negative 3/4. Next, check your solution. To check your solution, substitute 1/2 for x and negative 3/4 for y in each of the original equations. Equation 1 is 3x plus 2y equals 0. Substitute 1/2 for x and negative 3/4 for y. 3 times 1/2 is 3/2, and 2 times negative 3/4 is negative 3/2. 3/2 plus negative 3/2 equals 0. Because 0 equals 0 is always true, 1/2 negative 3/4 is a solution of equation 1. Equation 2 is y equals 1/2 x minus 1. Substitute 1/2 for x and negative 3/4 for y. 1/2 times 1/2 is 1/4, and 1/4 minus 1 is negative 3/4. Because negative 3/4 equals negative 3/4 is always true, 1/2 negative 3/4 is a solution of equation 2. So the solution is 1/2 negative 3/4.